my lovely friend Elizabeth Hobson, 2 o'clock Central Time today. We're gonna do a little bit of stream. I'm kind of pushing my limits here. It's like 4:30 in the morning, and all I got left is vodka. Can anyone understand me? Can you hear me? Are you still there? So we're gonna do a stream at 2 o'clock. Well, we hope.
Now, as I mentioned,
Friend
the
Elizabeth Hobson.
UK hate crime legislation to include the charge of misogyny.
Yeah, the leader of the I don't know what her political party is at this point. It used to be Boys and Men, we love them, etc. But might be well, she's a non-feminist. That's all we need.
In line with current hate crime legislation, the charge will require no evidence of hateful motivations.
Excuse me, we are no evidence. Well, of course, we got to listen and believe all the women,
but rather be governed by the perception of the victim or any witnesses. This shameful waste of police time will offer another...
What am I doing, Snakey? I have no idea. I'm just here. And Michelle Guevara, my old friend from Paris. Parlez-vous français, mon ami? Was that pretty good? Wasn't bad, I suppose. Wasn't too bad. All right, go ahead.
Avenue for malicious women to use the law to harm innocent men.
You might have noticed, Elizabeth,
precious resources from the fight against actual crime.
You know, that's a good point. What the fuck am I doing? I don't know. Elizabeth is my old friend. So, yeah, we're going to do a stream later.
And don't think that these crimes won't be acted upon by sensible officers.
Yes.
A perception of indifference from the police in such circumstances will be treated as it is with current hate crimes.
Damn it, man. Why do I just have a bottle of vodka? I don't like vodka. Although Tito's is pretty good. I'm not bitching. Tastes like rubbing alcohol. Something.
As secondary victimization, with Greater Manchester Police clarifying that action will be taken against police accused of indifference towards victims.
Don't you just love the way they say Manchester? Those British girls.
And whether or not it is reasonable for them to perceive it that way is immaterial. And
Michelle Guevara is eating mince pies.
Family courts have been infested with feminist ideology too, resulting in fathers routinely being cast out of their homes and having their relationships with their children destroyed, even whilst being held responsible for their financial requirements.
By the way, Liz has a couple of boys, actually, boy children. So she wants her young boys to be able to thrive. And she's seeing a lot of bullshit. Go on.
Then there is the gender justice gap for those convicted of crimes, which we'll hear more about from Jordan Holbrook tomorrow.
Okay.
Sex discrimination in the UK criminal justice system has a long history.
Yes, it does.
For example, flogging as a punishment for female criminals was banned in 1820, but continued for men until 1967.
But what about Anne Boleyn? Henry VIII, he just, I just chop all the heads off of the women's.
Presently, men account for around 95% of the total prison population, despite only committing 3.4 times more crimes than women.
Hello, botched it.
Factors that explain this disparity include a greater percentage of convicted men being sentenced to prison, men being given longer sentences on average than women being paroled earlier than men, despite being more likely to have bad behavior whilst incarcerated, and women being more likely to have mitigating factors such as age, dependence, lack of previous relevant convictions, and the appearance of genuine remorse applied to their sentences.
I just wonder if eventually it's going to be, women commit crime because men and the patriarchy. So we can't do anything about that because they're the victims. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, Liz, go ahead.
Feminist activists such as Women in Prisons, Baroness Corsten, and Julie Bindel have committed themselves to widening the gender justice gap enabled by myopic and sentimental authorities.
But Julie Bindel just cares about all men and women and humanity, doesn't she? That's what I thought, Liz. What kind of propaganda is this?
Feminism is
Wait a minute. You mean Julie Bindel's lying?
threat
No.
to meritocracy.
Yeah.
The cultural obsession with the gender pay gap is driven by disingenuous authoritarian feminists with no regard for personal choice, meritocracy, or human well-being.
Feminism is cancer, Liz. We have to address it as thus. Feminism is a mental illness. We can't just keep, punching around the margins here. You got to go for it. Feminism is a cult. It is a mental illness. It is toxic. Feminism hates everything, even women. They purportedly are there to support. They hate everything. This is not a group. This is not a group of people. This is not a movement we should deal with. This movement must be destroyed. Political means, not the other way. These people, these mental patients, need to be removed from the discourse of our country. They need to have their political strength cut. 20% of women and men in the United States consider themselves feminist. 20%, 1/5. Why is this driving the entire governments in our countries, the US and the UK? Why? Because they're louder? Is that it? This movement must be minimized at all costs. And we cannot sit here and play funsies, pillow fights with these people. We've got to hit them right square in the jaw. Come back and tell them this is bullshit. You are fucking lying, and keep saying it until we're sick of saying it. And then and only then, until we're literally vomiting from saying the same thing, maybe something will change. I doubt it, but we gotta try. Go on, Ginger.
The focus is exclusively on the mythical glass ceiling, with no interest paid to the fate of those men employed in the glass cellar, dangerous and dirty jobs that women don't want.
I actually heard a video the other day, Liz, about someone saying, well, women had it so hard in the 40s. What the fuck do you think the men were doing? Fighting the Nazis. Oh, no, that's their duty, but women had it so fucking hard. Are you serious? This is the mental disorder that these people have. Now, they need help. They need counseling. They need psychological intervention. But sitting here and playing footsie with them is not going to fucking help. We got to go for the freaking jugular, figuratively. This movement has to be destroyed. There's no other way, or else we will be destroyed. Take your pick. It's a binary. It's us or them. And I prefer us. I like us. It's fun.
Who are increasingly at risk of unemployment due to automation, as well as the ever-present risks of workplace injury and death. Quotas are being used by many organizations which discriminate against...
Excuse me, is that Finland guy in the chat? Hello, Swami. How are you? I just found out, by the way, that Swami or Suomi, is the name for Finland. So good to see you, Mida. Good to see you as well. All the time. Come back often. All right, let's get back to Lizzie because that's much more interesting.
Men, sometimes Caucasian men specifically.
Mm-hmm.
This is not only immoral in that it unfairly disadvantages individuals, but also frankly stupid, with the potential to impair the functioning of sectors rejecting meritocracy and therefore the economy and society in general.
See, feminism is not about women's rights. It's not about men's rights. It's not about anything. What it is a destruction force to destroy the United States and the Western world. Now, if you don't want to believe that, you don't have to. Do a little research. Just Google it. See where the roots are. See if it's a force for good. Well, some might argue, yeah, at some point it was. It ain't no more. 2023, 102 years since women got the vote. 1978, since women had every single right and more that men do in the West. And yet we're still here. Bitching as if nothing has ever changed since 1840. Don't fall for it. It's bullshit. It's a Marxist organization. It comes from the Frankfurt School. Long march through the institutions, and goddamn, haven't they been fucking successful? Well, now it's time to step up and say, no, we've got enough. That's plenty. And they're going to bitch and they're going to moan. This is a fucking war, gentlemen. This is a war. And our enemy must be destroyed, figuratively. We cannot sit here and just bitch about women, bitch about feminism. We got to do something. Because this shit is never going to end until we say, no, enough. You got your rights. Shut the fuck up. Don't fall for the emotional fucking appeal. Oh my God, I'm just a girl. And I'm just, fuck you. No. You don't have to go back in the kitchen. You don't have to get pregnant and barefoot. None of that is even fucking real. We're not going to socialism. We're not going to communism. Fuck you. You wanted to compete with men in the workplace. Now you got it. And if it doesn't turn out your way, it's not goddamn oppression. This is what you wanted. This is what the second waivers wanted. Oh, well, women should do that. Okay. Well, now you're here. And if you get destroyed in the marketplace, that's your fucking problem. It's not the goddamn patriarchy. It's not oppression. It's not men hating women. It's your fucking problem. This is what you wanted. And now you got it. And now you fucking don't like it. Do you? Let's continue with Lizzie.
Battles are being fought to acquire equal pay for women performing similar or even sometimes dissimilar roles to their male counterparts, regardless of relevant facts such as whether they work fewer hours. For example, the BBC's former China editor, Carrie Gracie, was awarded £280,000 in back pay to bring her earnings in line with John Sopel, the North America editor, despite the fact that his job was more intensive and he was on air significantly more than her.
Yeah. Well, goddamn, Liz. I'm a janitor here at the factory, and I'm not making the same as the CEO. God, where's my movement? I don't think we have to go much farther than that. Right.
She's donated her payout to the Fawcett Society. There are also several battles raging to secure equal pay for mainly female supermarket store workers as mainly male warehouse workers.
You see, because the men are just oppressing women. Men are out hauling shit around big boxes of crap, operating machinery out in the warehouse in all kinds of weather to move shit into the store. But the women who are in the climate controlled area, and all they do is have to check out people at the fucking checkout lane, should get the same pay as the men are out there doing that shit. Are you kidding me? But this is feminism.
An ASDA spokesman clarified, in response to coverage consistently suggesting otherwise, that at ASDA, hourly paid colleagues doing the same job in the same location are paid the same.
Yes.
Men and women doing the same job in our retail stores are paid the same. Men and women doing the same job in our distribution centres are paid the same. Pay rates in stores differ from pay rates in distribution centres for legitimate reasons. End quote. Differences in comfort, exertion, and safety in the roles have been labelled as entirely illegitimate reasons to offer different levels of pay to workers in the coverage of the stories. Unfortunately, the courts look likely to agree.
Well, of course, because women are oppressed. After all, they should get the same pay. Yes. Oh, God. Unbelievable. Go ahead.
Feminism is a threat to men. Feminism attacks male-only spaces and male interests.
True enough, yeah.
Traditionally, male and female-only spaces have existed as the norm in every culture. Men hunted together, explored together, and enjoyed ritual space that allowed men and fathers and sons to bond.
And we came home and we took care of the woman. Oh, no, that's terrible. That's misogyny. Why shouldn't she be able to take care of herself? Well, okay, go ahead. But I have these things. You wanted it. You got it. You think men are just going to fucking give up? Oh, yeah, well, women are here, so we're just going to, retire. Fuck that. No. It's not the way this works. You wanted to play on the fucking field with men. You're going to play on the field with men. If you don't fucking like it, that's your problem. This is what you wanted. And you got it.
Later, they would create numerous social clubs and guilds. During the last 30 years, though, a monumental shift has happened, which has seen doors to venues that offer male space nailed shut or rendered strictly unisex.
Of course, because male spaces are toxic. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Thanks to equalities legislations that feminists have worked so hard to institute, and which are conspicuously only ever applied to male space, never female space.
Isn't that odd? Isn't it odd? Isn't that something, Liz? Yeah.
It's now literally illegal for men to formally gather alone.
Seems like a one-way street, actually, doesn't it? Yeah.
Behavior classed as oppressive to women. This mean and bitter assault on freedom of association is surely a barrier in the way of some men finding intimate and supportive networks of like-minded peers who could share experiences, have one another's backs, and express themselves freely.
I mean, we can't even get online, Liz, and talk men shit. We have our little spaces here, the manosphere, or whatever you want to call it. This video right now. Men just want to talk. We just want to talk about shit. We don't need women in there. We just want men. Men, let's talk about it. You got straight men, gay men, black men, purple men. Doesn't matter. Men just want to be men. That's it. And even that is under assault. By the powers that be, I wonder why.
And that's probably why it's so important to the feminist project. Feminists have colonized and at least attempted to lobotomize Video games, comics, rock music, action films, even Lads Mag Loaded, which closed down a year after they decided to be far more discerning and sophisticated in their depiction.
Excuse me, sir. Alec, I tried to find that video with Vertigo Politics. I couldn't find it. So if you want to drop a link in here, we can go there. So thank you. All right, Liz, go.
Depiction of women.
Oh my God.
Lad culture comes under
Excuse me.
criticism.
You told a woman to go. What are you, mansplaining? Do you hate women, you misogynist bastard from hell? That's the kind of shit we're dealing with right now. Well, you said she could go. What are you, some kind of... That's where we're at. Now, I know Liz, she's my friend, but there could be some other feminist over here. Oh, why did you say hey, she could go? What are you, just an evil man? Jesus Christ. How far have we fallen? Seriously.
With the National Union of Students producing a report called That's What She Said, based on interviews with a whole 40 women. It cited negative attitudes towards feminism as being among the problematic behavior associated with lads on campus.
See, if you don't agree with the feminism, you're a misogynist Nazi. No. You can't push back with facts and data. You can't push back with a different opinion. You're a fucking Nazi. Do you understand what's going on here, gentlemen? I know you do. I know you do.
And sports and other extracurricular activities as being key sites where such behavior arose. The report acknowledged that policy frameworks to tackle lad culture have had no impact on sexual assault rates where they've been pursued in US universities, and goes on to suggest policy frameworks to tackle lad culture in UK universities.
Now, Liz, you're probably going to hear this at some point. I wonder if there's a UK government incentive money put into something where they address the drunk female culture in England. Drunk women falling down, puking. No, it's just the men. Is that right? Men doing lad things in quotes. What's a lad thing? They're going out and getting drunk and doing stupid shit. What about the women? Is there any effort by the government in the United Kingdom to address women getting so fucked up they can't even walk? No. That's female freedom, you evil man, you. Do we see what's going on yet? I think so.
Apparently simply because they don't like it.
Yes, they're men. Yeah.
Feminism attacks male behavior and masculinity.
Yes.
Regardless of whether a behavior is innocuous or women engage in equivalent or even the same behavior.
Exactly. Yeah, it's interesting. So what do we call female lads? Flads? Are we doing anything about that in the United Kingdom? In merry old England? No, that's a choice of women. If you don't like it, you're a fucking misogynist. Right?
If a man does anything, feminists oppose it. In the last few years, catchy feminist portmanteaus such as manspreading, mansplaining, and manterrupting have proliferated and become ubiquitous in their use.
Could you imagine if I got him in one of my meetings at my company and said, excuse me, I'm sorry, John, you're mansplaining. They would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But only if it's a woman, then it's mansplaining. Only. Right.
Aim is to shame, silence, and bludgeon men into compliance.
Yep.
Masculinity as a whole is vilified and demonized in our societies. The endeavor begins at school intensifies at university and in the workplace increasingly, and reaches a tragic crescendo in family courts, where men are denied access to their children, who would bring such critically important meaning to their lives and be the ultimate expression of their masculinity.
And we don't care. We don't care. Because men are useless, right? We're all evil. We're all rapists. We're all criminals. We're going to beat our wives all day. We're going to kill our children, etc., and so on. And Elizabeth Hobson is in the chat right now. Hello. Hi, Liz. Yeah, we're going to do a stream in, 2 o'clock? I shouldn't have found the vodka. It's terrible. But there she is. There's the woman right here, Elizabeth Hobson. Hello. We're going to stream in a few hours. Hopefully I'll be sober and hope to see you then. All right. 2 o'clock Central Time. Lizzie will be live on the stream. Have a good night.